Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with something we really need to talk about. Something we should have talked about years ago, but we haven't, and we just really need to discuss it. And you know what we need to talk about, don't you? Toy utility belts. Oh yeah. Who didn't love a good toy? Who didn't love a good toy utility belt as a kid? Well, everyone didn't. Unless you saw it at the store and you fell in love with it. But when you got home, you opened it up, and 9 out of 10 times you realized it was a bunch of plastic garbage. I don't know what about these utility belts. Man, they always packaged real good, usually in a window box, with the plastic over it. Hasbro, I know. People want to see the toy. Shocking, I know. But you would get it, it would look awesome, and then when you get home, you would realize this is crap. One, it looks like nothing that comes from the movie or the television show it's based on. And it just looked like some generic toys that the bigger toy companies bought from some cheap toy company like Remco and threw in this box. They were a letdown. In fact, we're going to look at one of them from Star Wars Kenner line that was such a letdown that Lucas banned them. Yes, he banned it. So let's just take a look at some of these utility belts, and a lot of them are Batman, so I didn't pull up every Batman one I saw because there was a lot of Batman. But you have to admit, if you're going to go utility belt, Batman's probably the first thing you think of. I mean, he's probably the only one that actually has a utility belt, and some of the other ones we're going to look at, like the Incredible Hulk, I don't think he even wore a belt, just a regular belt on his purple pants, so that's just silly. So let's look at some of the utility belts. Official Batman utility belt. Now this has got a picture of a classic Batman right there in his blue and gray costume. Something about the hood on this costume always bothered me. It looked kind of boxy. I mean, it looks like a box. It's too hard square. I don't know. I can't really place my finger on it. It looks airbrushed in or something. But what do you get with this one? You get a bat ring flying disc thing. I don't know what you call it. The utility belt Batman hook thing that he throws at people. You get some string or a rope. You got to have that. It looks like he comes with some kind of enema tool. Ooh, watch out, Joker. You getting an enema from Batman. It's got a grappling hook. That's always a good thing to have. Of course, it's got the yellow belt. It looks like it comes with a Mr. Microphone. Is that Mr. Microphone? Or is that a Miss Microphone? Looks like it comes also with some bat handcuffs. Maybe that's a little book. And there's no way to think Batman without thinking a Luger. I guess that's a Luger. Could be a Walter P38. I don't really know guns. I think it's a Luger. But this is the adjustable Batman utility belt that will fit all sizes. All sizes up to 32 inches, that is. And it was released by Ideal. You know Ideal. They made the very cool, awesome Evel Knievel motorcycle toy. That's what I think about whenever I hear the word Ideal. Now, let's venture into the early 90s and look at a kid that, without a doubt, got disappointed when he got home. Here it is, the Lost Boy utility belt from the movie Hook. Look at that little kid on the box. He's like, this is a great toy. I can't wait to take it home and tell all my friends. Then he got home with it, and all his friends had seen the movie and how horrible it was. They beat him to a pulp. And he never wore his Lost Boy utility belt again. But let's see what's all in this box. You got some binoculars that look like they have string wrapped all around them. You have the always fun as a kid compass. You have what I guess is Chinese throwing star for a hook toy, but they got rubber tips on them. It looks like you got some kind of little bag to hook to the belt. You got another belt here. The belt's at the very bottom. That looks pretty good knife. And some kind of wooden gun that shoots those little rubber darts that I'm about to complain about right now. These rubber darts! I hate these. I like the one that has the hard plastic of the rubber tip. Like in Tag, the Assassination Game movie. Who remembers that movie? That was a great movie. Oh, Linda Hamilton and the Nerd. But this looks horrible. And hey, it's a good toy. It goes with the movie. The movie looked horrible. The movie was horrible. And the toy looked horrible. And the toy is horrible. So we'll pass on that one. And let's get back to looking at some superheroes. And we teased him earlier about the guy that wears purple pants whenever he gets green with envy. Let's talk about the Hulk. Here it is, the Incredible Hulk utility belt. Of course, it comes with a belt that looks like it glows in the dark. It just has that glow-in-the-dark looking color to it, but I bet it doesn't. It has a belt buckle on the utility belt that looks like a stamp. Remember those toy stamps? You would open it up and put the little thing down there and stamp. You know what a stamp is. Well, I'm going to explain it to you. You get something that looks like some kind of magazine cartridge for a gun. I'm not really sure what that is. And you get something else that looks like the communicator from the original Star Trek show. And then you get I don't know, a gas mask? Is that a Hulk gas mask? I guess I could read the box. Let's see. A Hulk voice modulator, which I bet doesn't do nothing. Just, I am Hulk smash. I bet it doesn't change your voice too much right there. Now let's look at a Blake 7 utility belt. I wish we were. That would be awesome, man. Wouldn't that be cool? I always wanted that communicator. Anybody knows Blake 7 knows what I'm talking about. I couldn't even find a Blake 7 shirt until I found one at junkmanmerch.com. Sorry, it's a shameless plug there. But let's look at another science fiction show. This one was more of the 70s, and it takes place in the future of 1999. Let's look at Space 1999. They always love to put official on these boxes because they know the toy inside looked like crap. So you're probably like, this can't be official. These toys look like crap. And it looks like some of the crap toys fell out of the box window. So sorry about this photo. I guess I could have picked another one. But here's the utility belt. You got a standard black belt with a Space 1999 belt buckle. I never liked when they put the logo on the stuff because on the show they didn't have the show's name on stuff. And there's a picture of the spaceship from Space 1999. It looks like some kind of skate pod shooting off. I don't know, but my brother had that toy ship. It was pretty fun. Got something that looks like a watch or a compass. Got those little discs and the gun. I had that gun, or my brother had the gun and I played with it, but I don't think we had the utility belt. I think you could buy the gun separate also. Let's see. Oh, it's called a disc shooting stun gun, and it comes with 8 of those discs. And that little compass looking thing, it's not a compass at all. It's a watch compass. And although I don't see it at the window, it must have fell off. Oh, maybe that's it over in the corner. I should have picked a better picture. The Space 1999 utility belt. I'm sure a lot of you kids out there watching this video had that when you were a kid. Okay, I kind of said that weird. Now, what about the girls? The girls need to play with toys also. Girls and toys. The only toy a girl ever needs is a broom and a mop.
I said it once, I'll say it again. It's time to cancel the Junkman.
Let's look at one that was made for girls. Well, I said it was made for girls, but today they would say, that's anybody can play with that. You can dress up like Wonder Woman even if you're a boy. But back in the 70s, girls were girls and boys were boys. And here's the Wonder Woman utility belt. I don't know what that other word is. It's probably some other language. And I don't speak them other languages that good. I don't even speak my own language that damn good. So let's see what you get here. You get a headband, bracelets, a lasso, and a belt. A belt? Doesn't Wonder Woman wear a bathing suit? Why does she need a belt? Now, they should have said it also comes with a Wonder Woman's invisible airplane. Because then nobody would know. You just say, hey, it's in there. It's invisible. You just don't see it. Now, that wasn't the only utility belt made for girls. They actually made one around 2009 made for girls. Or at least they had a girl in the box, so I'm assuming it's made for a girl. And it's based on Star Trek. Yeah. The time Abrams remade it. Remember Star Trek in 2009? I do like that movie. I know it gets a lot of beef, but I do like that movie. But why is there a girl on the box? Sorry, there's no girl out there that wants to wear this Starfleet Command Mission Utility Belt. No, there's not. Get that girl on the box and stick a nerd boy on there. Now, I know if we're in the comments, you can say, I'm a girl, I like Star Trek. Yeah, there's a few girls that like Star Trek, but this is not aimed for girls. They just want to put her on the box so they can say, yay, diversity. So let's all say it together. 1, 2, 3, yay, diversity. But what do you get in this diversity box? You get a Star Trek laser gun. Of course, you get the belt with the Star Trek symbol, and it's electronic. And something else I can't really tell what. I'm too distracted. Why is there a girl in this box? Don't these toy companies know how to market stuff? You don't have to be woke all the time, do you? Let's get back to looking at Batman. Here we go. Another ideal official Batman utility belt. And this belt's white. I don't know. Does Batman ever wear a white belt? And on the picture of the box, he's wearing a yellow belt. But here he is. He's got his Luger again. This looks like it's the same toys as the last one. You got the Luger. You got that little squeeze thing that you clean out someone's ear with. You got another thing that looks like it goes in your butt. And looks like one pair of handcuffs. I only see one part of the handcuff. Maybe it's missing. And you got this photo down there of a kid dressed like Batman. And it's probably this creepiest, scary looking thing I've ever seen in my life. Now, we mostly look at 70s, 80s. We even went to 2009. But let's go way back to the 60s. To what your dad was getting as a utility belt. Here it is. The Shadow. Now, this isn't based on the 90s remake. You know, with Alec Baldwin. With the tagline, The Shadow knows how to put people to sleep. Because it was one boring movie. But this was back in the original Shadow Day. It's the Crime Fighter Detection Belt. Wherever that means. You can put this on and run around the house and act like the Shadow with your gun, Looks like some kind of flashlight, walkie-talkie, handcuffs. I don't even know anything about the Flash, so we're gonna move on. We were kids. There was two Rogers that we loved. Fred Rogers and Buck. And sadly, this isn't a Mr. Rogers utility belt. That would be pretty awesome. Especially if it came with a Mr. McFreely compass. But this is a Buck Rogers official utility belt. Again, official. And I don't know why it looks like he's jumping out of the box fitting to get us. But this one comes with decoder glasses. Look at it. It's like a glasses with a helmet built onto it. It just looks stupid. You get a watch with this one. No fancy compass or anything. It doesn't look like a watch that does anything. You get a ray gun. Yep, a ray gun. Man, I haven't heard that word since 1979. And it says you get a badge, but I don't see it in the box. You get a city decoder map. And kids today will say, what is a map? And the sixth thing you get in the box, a secret message. Is that a secret message from Buck Rogers? I wish I got a secret message from Aaron Gray. Okay, let's look at another utility belt. And this one I didn't know they made. And back in the 70s, man, I would have loved to have this one here. It's time we talk about the Shogun Warriors. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about the Shogun Warriors, but I know two things. The picture of this guy in the top corner up there, my brother had a toy of it. It was huge. Shot missiles off his hand. The actual fish shot off of the hand. And it had a little escape pod for a head. It was awesome. It was one of the coolest toys I remember playing with as a kid. And I had the one under it, but mine wasn't big and tall and plastic, and it didn't shoot anything. Mine was small and die cast. It wasn't fun at all. And I didn't know nothing about a television show or anything. I just knew that big robot was cool. So here's the utility belt. Let's see what's in this one. You got something that at the top is too small to be a bat, so I'm going to say it's a billy club. Then you got a walkie-talkie, but it's just one. How fun is that? And I'm sure it doesn't do anything. You got some kind of little bird and an axe with a sticker on it that has a Shogun Warrior on the sticker. But it's not the big Shogun Warrior that everybody likes. It's the one I've never seen before. And then you got another little bird and another little gun. Now, most of these are for the older, cooler kids. And when I say older kids, I mean about 8 years old. What about those little small kids, 5, 6-year-olds? What about those that want to play with the utility belt that's really crappy? Well, they have them covered also. Let's check out one from Mickey Mouse. The Mickey Mouse utility belt. I ain't going to spend a lot of time on this one because this one looks stupid and boring. So let's go here. You got a utility belt. Well, you got some kind of little plastic flashlight that probably won't shine on anything. You got the canteen. That's always good to have. You got a shovel in case you want to dig some holes and get yelled at. And worst of all, it's got a whistle. If you blow that plastic whistle in the house more than 3 times, your dad's going to hit you in the back of the head with that plastic shovel. Mickey Mouse utility belt. Does Mickey Mouse even wear pants? I got to talk more about superheroes, man. That calms me down talking superheroes. And when it comes to a belt, a superhero, of course you think Batman. But who else do you think about? Well, the second one, Spider-Man. And here's the Spider-Man Wait a second, hold on. This doesn't say it's the official Spider-Man utility belt. Oh, Remco, you're trying to sell me a generic Spider-Man utility belt. Well, let's see what you get. Of course, you get the Spider-Man utility belt in the belt. I mean, you got to have the belt. We talked about it before. We said it 100 times. We're going to say it again. You got to have the belt. You got the little walkie-talkie thing that's in all of these. Some of these boxes just repurpose the same old things over and over again. And you got the watch, which I think we've seen before. And some kind of rope with maybe some handcuffs. According to the box, there's spider webs in it. Oh, I see the spider webs back there in the back. I'm really running out of things to say about these utility belts. But we got another superhero one to look at, and let's go ahead and get Superman out of the way. Again, another superhero, and it looks like it comes with the same stuff we've seen 100 times before. But this one does look like it comes with some goofy Superman sunglasses. Have you ever seen Superman wear sunglasses? Does his powers even work if he put on sunglasses and blocked the yellow sun? I'm not really sure. You also, in this box, you get a free Superman stick-on label. You know what that means? Yep, you're going to get hit upside the head again. Because you're going to stick it on some furniture at home, and your parents are going to get mad. Back in the 70s and 80s, we used to get hit upside the head all the time. Now you can't do that. We used to have even the neighbor's dad hit you upside the head if you did something stupid. That ain't going today. But you know what is going today? Star Trek. Still popular today as ever, although it's not as good as ever. But let's go back to the 70s and look at a utility belt from Star Trek. Ain't no girl on this Star Trek utility box, and it's official. What do you get in this besides the belt? With a belt buckle that says Star Trek? Well, you get a Star Trek phaser. That's pretty cool. Although it has Star Trek written on the side of it. I don't think that was on the show. You get a communicator so you can pop it up and say, beat me up, Scotty. And that little box tricorder they're always looking at. I don't know what it does, but it couldn't go to any planet without the tricorder. If you were a kid in the 70s and you wanted to get beat up, wear a Star Trek utility belt. But let's say you were a kid in 1989 and you were caught up in Batman fever. Was there a utility belt released by Toy Biz that you could get? You bet there was. Here it is, the Batman utility belt. Now this is probably one of the best looking utility belts I've seen so far. It doesn't look as cheap as some of the others. You get those little hooks to put on your arm like Batman. You get a gun that looks like something Batman would have, although it has an orange tip, but you know, safety reasons, which is code for we don't want to get sued. And you got some kind of little I don't know what that is. It's like some kind of game controller. And you get little Batman yellow disc, I guess. You get the utility belt. You got to have a utility belt, but it comes with those darn stupid rubber darts instead of the ones I like. Now let's end this video talking about Star Wars, because we've got to talk about Star Wars if you're talking utility belts. But before we look at the one made by Kenner, let's go to the 90s and look at the return of Star Wars. Well, I guess the one is technically by Kenner, now under Hasbro. So, you know, is it really Kenner? Is it really Kenner if it's ran by Hasbro? No. Let's take a look at this utility belt. And it's not really a bad one either. Seems utility belts got a little better in the 90s. This one here is the Luke Skywalker utility belt, and it comes with a pretty cool looking utility belt. At least it's not just plastic. It looks like the belt buckle might be one of those like the Boy Scout belt buckles. You remember those? Those were the most complicated belt buckles I've ever seen in my life. Looks like it comes with some kind of darts to put in your gun, and there's the gun. The gun looks good, and it doesn't look all orange. Where's the orange on the gun? I guess it's covered up at the tip. The tip. And you got the binoculars like you used in the film. The only thing missing from this utility belt is that Tusken Raider gaffy stick. I mean, they got him on the box with it, so why isn't it in the box? That would be awesome. I don't know why they've never released a good gaffy stick, so I can hang it on my wall back there. I need a gaffy stick. Now, in 1977, Kenner released a Star Wars utility set only in Canada, because when Lucas found out about it, he had it canceled. I don't want that thing near the U.S. Those Canadian kids, they can play with garbage, but for the U.S. kids, we've got to have standard. Now, I did a whole video about this. I'll link to it at the end of this video on one of the boxes right there. But let's take a look at the banned Star Wars utility belts. There were 3 different ones. Here's the Princess Leia one. Now, I do like the gun in this box. It does make me want to have it. That gun would be kind of cool to have because it's so goofy 70s looking. You have a utility belt. You have to have a utility belt for sure. And you got something else that looks orange, and I can't see what it is, so let's check another picture. Maybe I can tell in that one. This is the Darth Vader utility belt. I know, you didn't need me to tell you, but it is. This one has a lightsaber that's just a white stick. It has a Star Wars belt, and a cool looking gun again. And then there was the Luke Skywalker one. It's like the Darth Vader one, they just stuck Luke Skywalker's face on it. But I'm not really sure why they chose this picture of Luke Skywalker wearing the Stormtrooper outfit. I would have went with something a little different. But again, I do like the gun in these sets. It would be kind of cool to have these guns. Well, that's a look at some utility belts. Did you have any of them? Were you ever really happy with the utility belts, or were you like me saying, oh, this is a bunch of crap once you got it out of the box? And again, it just seems like toy companies just do a bunch of cheap crap in it, put it in a box with a window on it, and make kids think it was going to be a lot of fun. Well, I want to thank you for watching. As always, thumbs up, out my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.